Hi, welcome to Environmentally Speaking. I'm your host, Alison Zajdel. This show is a project of the Richmond Environmental Sustainability Commission. And today we're at Elstro Plaza and the Richmond Farmers Market, which has grown tremendously over the last couple years. So today we're going to talk to Caleb Smith, who had started the expansion of the market, and then also to some of the vendors about what they're doing to be more sustainable. So thanks for joining us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're here with Caleb Smith. Welcome to the show, Caleb.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Caleb is another member of the Richmond Environmental Sustainability Commission, so I roped him into doing this show, but what a more natural match than the farmers market,
Absolutely,
right? For sustainability. So I want to talk a little bit about how you have grown the farmers market, because it's been a part of Richmond since I was little, but what have you done to change things?
Yeah, so the Parks Department has been involved with the farmers market for about 5 years. I've been here, this is my third summer with the farmers market. And I kind of took over right when the farmers market transitioned into Elstro Plaza. So the city made this huge investment, and then Elstro Plaza was done, and it was kind of handed off and said, hey, run with it.
Yeah, so, perfect, just for you, right?
Yeah, and so I attribute a lot of our kind of recent growth and success to Elstro Plaza, because a lot of the basic things that a lot of farmers markets have to deal with have been solved with this.
Right.
So restrooms are a huge issue for a lot of farmers markets, and they spend a lot of their time figuring out where the restroom's going to be, and things like that. And then we have all these amenities, so the splash pad, having a speaker system, a stage, grassy area for kids to play without fear of getting hit by a car or something. All these things have really just improved how the farmers market looks and feels, and that's a big part of people's experience.
Absolutely.
And so that's been huge. Seating for people to be able to sit down and enjoy something that they just bought, or breakfast, all really makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, I think when Elstro Plaza was originally put in, everybody kind of scratched their head and they weren't really sure how things like the Meltdown and this event that you do every weekend, all of a sudden it makes so much sense to people. Oh, this is a perfect venue for all of this.
Yeah, and so it really is kind of a unique park for our community, and it really fills a gap that we didn't have before.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and as a parent too, I like being able to bring my kid, and they have the option of the splash pad, and they're not rushing me through because they're not hot and cranky and everything. So I think also probably helps the vendors have more tolerant kids.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So we have a lot of vendor kids that run around.
Yeah.
So Elstro Plaza has been a big part of growing our market. And then I think another big one was our switch to being a growers only market.
Okay, tell me about growers only, because I think that's a term that's thrown around. But,
absolutely.
A lot of markets, somebody will pull up and they'll have these big boxes of grapefruit in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So being growers only in its most specific sense is about that. So we certify that all of our vendors are actually growing or making or baking the things that they're selling at the market. So for us, that means they have to be within 100 miles of Richmond. However, our average is much lower than that. The average distance that produce travels to the farmers market is 11 miles.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And to think that your plate usually has over 1,000 miles of food miles on it.
Yeah.
To be 11 miles is incredible.
So think about the sustainability impacts just in the amount of gas that's spent getting that food from the farm to the market. It's way less.
Absolutely.
So that's huge for us. And so I go out every 3 years to all vendors' farms, and every time a new vendor applies, I go out to their farm, and it takes about 15-20 minutes. I walk around and they walk me through their operation, and they show me what they're growing, and it really gives me a chance to, one, certify that they are growing it, and two, it also helps me learn more about them. So when I'm talking up the market or applying for grants, I have lots of great information and pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, wonderful. You can literally come to this market, whether it's a Tuesday night or a Saturday morning, and you can get everything down to the meat and the bread that you will need for a dinner, for a dinner party. I mean, you could feed 50 people from this market very easily. So I think that I would send that out to people as a challenge. I'd like you on Saturday and Tuesdays to make your dinners solely from the market, and you'll be amazed at how much better they are. I mean, in a little bit, we're going to try to talk some vendors into letting us test some stuff. there's nothing better than a farm-raised tomato in Indiana. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
It's
And
amazing.
Sweet corn and berries and all sorts of wonderful things.
Yeah.
And then some of the meat that people raise and bring to the market is just phenomenal.
It's just incredible, yeah.
You hold it next to a steak from the grocery store, and I mean, you don't believe that you're seeing the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the
just so
colors
different.
and the marbling and all of that.
Yeah. Well, you've done a beautiful job here. And
Thank
I
you.
want to also talk about a program that you've introduced too that is very important here, which is the SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
So talk about the SNAP benefits for a moment.
So SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. It's food stamps, kind of rebranded. And what we do, which is something a lot of markets around the country do, is we do a double dollars program.
Okay.
So anyone who receives SNAP benefits can come to the market, and if they had, say, $20 on their card to spend, they would actually get $40 worth of benefits
That's
to use at the
awesome.
market. And so
Okay.
how we do that is we swipe their card, and then we have these really neat little wooden tokens that we have made, and we go around and the customers can buy these, and then they use them just like cash with the vendors.
Okay.
So it kind of removes a lot of the barrier, because it's kind of a big process to get approved to be a SNAP, to be able to accept SNAP at any store.
Right.
And so it'd be too much for any individual vendor to do. But when we do it as a whole market, it really makes a lot of sense, because the processing fees, we pay around $100 a month in processing fees.
Okay.
And no matter how many you're accepting each month, it'd be about the same.
Right.
So for one market and all the vendors to kind of pay into that together,
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
So then the vendor will come to you at the end of the day and just say, here's how much I had turned in, and you give them the double the cash for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
And so,
half the cash for it.
well,
Oh.
we give them all the cash.
You give them all
So we have a grant from Reed
Yeah.
that sponsors all of this, and that's a really wonderful program that they're enabled us to do. And so the vendors bring me the tokens, and however much they have in tokens, I give them in cash.
Oh, because they have received twice the tokens for
Yes.
however much they
Yep.
purchased. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right.
So we
So
make
that's
it
an
really
awesome
simple. We've seen so much growth in this program that we're about to get $10 tokens.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll give you some quick numbers.
Yeah.
When we first got approved in 2016, before I started, to be able to take SNAP at all, the whole year we had about $500 in SNAP benefits spent.
Okay.
2017, when we started the doubling program, we had $10,988
Oh my
in the summer alone
gosh, that's
spent,
amazing.
and about $12,000 throughout that whole
And
year.
that is healthy, locally grown food,
Yeah.
and just such a better situation
and
for
so
anybody.
it's a
using
double
them.
win, you know. It's
Yeah.
more fresh, healthy local food
Right.
for our community, and then it's also more money for our farmers.
Right.
And so some of them say it's 15 to 20% of their income.
That's outstanding.
And so we get all sorts of great benefits for them.
Okay.
And it continues to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
and then the following year we had over $18,000
That's
in the
amazing.
benefits spent. So
That's amazing.
It's a really wonderful program.
Yeah.
It helps really, kind of break down the issue that some people have with farmers markets, where they think it's more expensive,
Right.
can't afford to shop there. So
Right.
we really enjoy it.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. And we're here during National Farmers Market Week,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome. We are not airing it during National Farmers Market Week, but that's something for you to know, that this is an annual event,
Yeah.
and we are going to listen in later on the mayor's proclamation
Yeah.
as he does that. And you're also receiving the check from Reed Hospital Day. So shout out to Reed Hospital. Reed Health has been huge in this community and promoting healthy lifestyles, and that SNAP program is amazing.
Yeah, so we're really grateful that we're able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we were actually, because of the growth of our SNAP program and some other metrics, we were chosen by the Farmers Market Coalition as one of the top 10 growing farmers markets in the country.
That's incredible.
And so we got that banner,
little
and we got some other,
Richmond.
kind of little features
Yeah.
on the national stage because of that, and that was
Yeah.
really exciting for us.
Yeah. Well, I know this doesn't just happen automatically. You've done an amazing
Thank
job.
you.
You are just a treasure here in town. So I think we're going to go around and talk to some vendors, maybe
Awesome.
sample a little bit of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
go
hoping to
for it.
make it to the honey booth next.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
All right, but thanks for
Alrighty.
having us.
Enjoy, and as always, people, we're here every Tuesday, July through September, and every Saturday, May through October, and then we run a winter market all year round as well.
Right.
So check us out. We're online and on Facebook and the city website, and come see us down at Elstro Plaza.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can get in the winter that's locally grown. So, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for
Alrighty.
having us.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Jerry Toshlock, who is a local photographer, but also the Bald Bee Man, which happened just a couple years ago, right? You became the Bald Bee Man?
Years ago.
Okay.
Yep, I went from 0 to crazy in 3 years.
It's amazing how that happens. So I've known Jerry for years, and he's always had an interest in environment and an environmental world. But bees in particular now are his honey, right?
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Yep. Tell us the benefit of local honey, because you can buy honey just about everywhere, right? But what's the benefit of coming to the farmer's market and buying your honey, for example?
Well, actually, local honey does help with your allergies, and the idea is the bees are getting the pollen from the local flower source. So in turn, you're eating a little bit of that, you're eating that pollen, which is letting your body slowly build up immunity to what would be the local allergies. So in turn, you should not have your allergies or as bad.
Okay.
But if you had a honey from a different part of the country, it's not going to have the same pollen in it, so it's not really going to be doing you any good as far as allergies.
Okay. What are some of the other? No, sorry, I couldn't talk. What are some of the other benefits of honey? So I know that allergies is one of them, but what else can honey do for us?
Honey, it's really, you can use it as a substitute for sugar. A lot of people do. But it's just a lot healthier. A lot of people's going with the honey, what I want to say, raw apple cider vinegar. That's what I'm wanting to see, and water.
Right.
Okay, just for the antioxidants and everything that's in it.
Okay.
So,
and it very unprocessed. So the nice thing is that so many of our foods these days are highly processed, and honey, maple syrup, some of those things very low processed. So
you know what? Let me explain a term to you, if I
Sure.
may. You'll hear the term raw honey. Raw honey actually means it comes straight from the hive and it's only been strained, not filtered, not heated, not processed in any way. So in a sense, if you could take that little tiny cell and just put a little tiny straw into it, suck that honey right out of it, that's exactly what you're eating in raw honey. Because if honey gets filtered, then it's not going to granulate. So if your honey actually is granulating, then you will get, that means it's actually quality honey. Because it does have the pollen in it.
And I think the way that you solve the granulated honey is you just put it in warm water for a while, right? Low temperature, and it will go right back to liquid form?
It may take a little while, but honey does not spoil. So if it does granulate or get hard or turn to sugar, all you have to do is you'll want to take your lid off and then just put it in some warm water, because if you don't take your lid off, especially on a plastic, it can deform it.
Right.
And just slowly let it heat up.
All right, so you know why I actually came down here, right?
No.
To sample the honey, Jerry, to sample the honey.
What was I thinking?
So can we do a quick sample just so we can, I got to taste it.
Absolutely.
I have to know what it's all about. You can hand me the microphone.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do a quick sample.
Yeah.
I got these little sample spoons here that I like to use.
My favorite way to eat honey is in tea. But do you have some
quite
good?
A bit.
Okay. Oh Lord.
There we go. Look at that spoonful of honey.
Fabulous.
There you go.
And this is good when you have colds too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Honestly,
it's just freaking delicious.
There's a lot of singers that like to take honey right before they start singing.
Great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us, and the important to sustain our bee population. I mean, they do so much that we don't realize, and so much of our food comes from pollinators. So taking care of them. Jerry has how many hives?
I got about 60 hives right
About
now.
60 hives. He's doing a world of good, not just by selling honey, but for the local bee pollinator population. So thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, if you see bees, don't spray them. Try to call a beekeeper. If you have a beehive in your tree and it's really not bothering you, you're not allergic to them, it's a feral hive. That's wonderful. Just let them go. And on a side note, a lot of people don't realize, but the United States produces 80% of the almonds in the whole world. And 1.7 million hives go to California to pollinate the almond fields for a month each year. And we still don't have enough hives to pollinate the almond fields. So if we lose our bees, we're going to lose 70%, because 70% of our food is pollinated by bees.
So it's amazing, and something that we should all be really conscious of. So watching what insecticides we're using, just being careful about things, and call the local bee man if you have a hive and you want some advice.
Me or anybody. We're all working together here.
Great.
You call the bald bee man or anybody else, and if I'm busy, I'll try to get hold of somebody else to have it taken care of.
Great. Well, thanks for spending some time with us,
you.
Jerry. We appreciate it. So we are here with Lisa from Today's Harvest. We're so excited to stop by your booth. Thanks for letting us be here.
Thanks for stopping by and interviewing us.
You have swarms of customers, so I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm excited that you're so busy right now, but I'm going to buy a couple things to take home for dinner tonight, but I wanted to first start out with these amazing tomatoes, which have become famous in my world. Yes. Oh, they're so good. So
the only ones I grow.
Are they the only ones you grow?
The only cherry tomatoes I grow, absolutely.
And if you're a home grower and you want to start with some kind of tomato, cherry tomatoes and these little guys are usually kind of nice, right?
It's good because you plant one plant and you get a lot of tomatoes. Probably more than
kids
you can
love
eat.
them, right?
Yes.
So, all right. So
I tell everybody it's got a great big flavor for a little tiny tomato.
They're so sweet.
Yeah,
they are so sweet. Oh my gosh. So you grow these, but talk about some of the other things that you grow here for the market.
We grow everything. Pretty much A to Z. This year has been extremely difficult because of the weather. Lots of rain, lots of cold temperatures. So that combination is brutal for trying to get a seed to pop.
Yeah.
So everything is late. Everything. Or non-existent.
Right.
Our sweet corn has really struggled to even.
Yeah.
We don't have any right now.
Is there anything that has benefited from the amount of rain we had this spring?
No.
No.
Weeds. I'm sorry, weeds.
Well,
they are very proud and happy right now.
Yeah, I bet they are. Well, that is a testament to why you need to be at the farmers market, because these farmers are trying so hard to grow you some delicious food. So come out and take advantage of what they've actually done. We're probably going to take a cabbage home with us too, because my husband is Polish and we're going to make some guamkis with that. But guamkis, which are meat in the middle of cabbage, kind of like a cabbage roll. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. So we're going to make some of those with that. But how long have you been in business?
30 plus years.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, so we've done a lot, and Mother Nature has yet taught us something else this year.
Yeah, I bet it has.
Perseverance.
Yeah. Okay.
Again.
Tell me just briefly what it's been like working with the Richmond Farmers Market in particular.
It's great. It really is great. It gives us the opportunity to come into town where not everybody can get out to us.
Right.
So it lets us come in and be mobile and get to folks who want fresh produce and don't have the availability to get out to us. So they've been great to work with.
Good.
And real supporters.
Right. Now, if people can't make it to the market, tell us where you're located.
We're at the corner of State Route 40 and 320, just past Petro on the east side of Richmond. It's an intersection, and Big Red Barn.
So if you're turning to go into New Paris, they're right there on the corner.
Right.
And if you're not taking your kids out there in the fall,
please do.
It's
For
amazing.
The corn maze, we have a huge corn maze, and something special we're working on right now for that this fall.
That's amazing. We were just talking about your corn maze yesterday with my kids. We are ready for a fall adventure.
We're ready to.
I bet you are. Well, thanks for joining us, Lisa. We really appreciate
so much,
it.
Allison.
And good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you. It's going well.
Good. We're here with Connie from Sweet Blessings. Thanks for letting us invade your booth for a minute. I appreciate it. This is probably very attractive to children when they come to the farmers market. I'm sure they gravitate to your booth because you have such sweet, delectable things, and I'm sure your thumb cookies go over very well, right?
Extremely
well. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you found the farmers market and why you're a part of it.
Well, I started out that actually I was a customer.
Okay.
And I decided that when I decided to go natural and organic in my eating again, because I was very, very ill, I started growing things, and I had berries, so I started making jam. Well, I had too much.
Okay.
So I thought, wait a minute, I can sell it at the market.
Yeah.
And so we started out about 11 years ago.
Oh my gosh, wow.
With a dozen jars of blackberry jam and 12 little tiny loaves of bread.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of quick bread.
Yeah, yeah.
And my favorite thing in the world to do is to bake and to create food.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, I'm sure you make people very, very happy. Blackberry jam is my favorite jam of all time. Favorite jam of all time. But tell us what the Richmond Farmers Market do you think means to this community? How have you, because you're on the board of advisors, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so why be on the board of advisors? What do you think it means to Richmond?
Well, I think it means being able to give Richmond healthy, economical food, because most of the time when you come out to the market, a lot of people think that, oh, it's expensive. I have found that our local, organic, and natural foods grown right here are actually more economical than the grocery stores that's been sent from
Yeah.
wherever.
Right. Right.
It's also very important to eat within 100 miles.
Yeah.
of your home.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's very important.
Yeah.
We're very excited. I'm very excited because I was a part of the market before the Richmond Parks Department took it over.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say that I am so pleasantly surprised and very happy at the wonderful job that they've done.
Oh, good.
The
Yeah.
park is beautiful.
Isn't it amazing?
It creates a festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
They've done a wonderful job in organizing it. Being able to accept the SNAP and getting the double dollars means that even no matter what your economic status is, you're able to afford good,
Healthy.
food
Absolutely.
without all of the
Absolutely.
chemicals and all
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
else to say it, but
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Right.
very important to eat well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we have a lot of people who are very happy about that,
Absolutely.
and it's very good for the citizens of Richmond.
Absolutely. And I think anytime you can combine family shopping trip with entertainment,
Oh,
that's a
yes.
win.
Oh,
Because
yes.
it's a pain in the butt to take those kids to some of the stores. But here, they've got so much to keep them busy. I love
They
it.
do.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of activities, and they're able to go out there and run around if they want. You know, we have music sometimes.
Yeah.
We have bouncy houses sometimes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things for the children to do.
Yeah.
As well as the parents, and they don't have to worry too much.
Right. No, my son has races back and forth on that grass. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Connie, we appreciate the part you have played in the farmers market, and your goods look beautiful, and
Thank you.
and I know a lot of people are enjoying them every week. So thanks for being here, and thanks for what you're contributing to the farmers market as well on the board.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Angela Klein with Community Benefit at Reed Health, and I'm here today because the Farmers Market applied for a grant from Reed Community Benefit, and we are very excited to be able to help support this program. This $12,300 will be going towards the Double Dollars program. We really love this program. We see it as a win-win for all. It helps SNAP beneficiaries be able to double their purchasing power, and it also helps the farmers by being able to sell more products. So we are happy to be able to support this great initiative, and we've got a check for you for $12,300.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much.
So that's our show. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you'll make it out to either a Saturday morning or a Tuesday evening market sometime soon. Thank you for joining us on Environmentally Speaking. We'll see you next time.